Hello students, this is Ejaz Sir's Maths Academy and I am Ansar Sir. Today we are going to discuss the writing skills, and in writing skills we will be discussing about formal letters, and if time permits us then we will discuss about informal letters also. Let us start having a discussion on writing formal letters. Remember, formal letters are those letters which are written to officials, to certain officers, bank officers, or the other government or private organization officers, officers of the government or private organizations. We can write to authorities, the principal of a school, or any other authority, any other great personality, a government authority, subdivisional officer, Pune board, educational board, or the office or the authority of a trust, National Education Trust, Tata Trust for scholarship. We can write a letter to would be employers, the people the people with whom we want to do a job. Means if it is an application letter, it would be called a formal letter. So we can write an application letter. We can write a letter to the newspaper editors to publish an article about some important topic. So these are the letters, and the many other topics are included there. Many other people are included in the formal letters. So we may be asked to write a letter to any one of these. And remember, formal letters generally have these topics. There are a myriads of topics, hundreds of topics, but I have selected a few topics on which we may be asked to write a formal letter. So we may be asked to write an application, a job application. So when we are writing a job application, it may be a job application for the post of an post office assistant. Okay, so we may be asked to write a letter to the reference manager about a job as a post office assistant, and for that not much qualification is required. We may be an HSSC student, we have qualified the 12th standard examination, and we may become an assistant. Then we may write a letter for the post of a librarian, and remember, the qualifications for the librarian is we must be an MA in English and bachelor. We may have a bachelor's degree in library science, B.Lib. We must know this because I have checked certain papers, and in those papers a student wrote, I have completed an MBBS from this college and I want to work as a librarian. So that doesn't suit there. It's like a square peg in a round socket. For becoming a librarian we are doing MBBS is illogical. It may happen, but generally it is considered to be illogical. So we may be asked to write an application letter, or we may have to write a complaint letter. That is also included under formal letters. Complaints may be about frequent power failure. We may write a letter to the newspaper editor to publish an article about frequent power failure in our area. We may write that these are exam times and there is power cut again and again and we are not able to study in the darkness. Then we may write about irregular water supply to the NMC officer, Nagpur. Since we live in Nagpur, I am talking about Nagpur only. We may write a letter to the Nagpur municipal corporator about irregular water supply in our particular area. Or we may write a letter if the NMC office, if the Nagpur municipal corporator is turning a deaf ear to our complaints, he is not taking any action or she is not taking any action, then we may write an article to the newspaper editor to publish an article. We may write a letter to the newspaper editor of any newspaper to publish an article about irregular water supply in our area, so that the corporator will take quick action. Then we may be asked to write a complaint about reckless driving by youngsters. The youngsters might be driving very fast and they might have dashed against certain old people, or death might have occurred, reckless driving. Then we may write about the bad condition of tar roads or cement roads. We may talk about the potholes made on the surface of the road and water accumulating into those potholes and creating nuisance for people, being a source of road accidents. Then we may be talking about a theft in our house. We may write a letter to a police officer, to a sub inspector or inspector about a theft in our house, and we will have to provide details about the theft, what things are stolen, how much jewelry was stolen, and where our house is located. That is included in address part of it. We'll do that. Vendors outside the school premises. We can write premises. We can write a complaint letter to a police officer about vendors selling unhygienic food, junk food to the school students outside a particular school. So these letters are complaint letters. Then we may be asked to write letters requesting certain things. For example, we may be asked to write a letter requesting for a prospectus for further studies. Suppose you have passed your SSC examination, secondary school certificate examination, and now you want to apply, you want to take admission in the 11th standard in a particular college. So you will require to take a prospectus from that college. Prospectus is a booklet that provides the details about that college, the good qualities possessed by that college, all the best things that are there in the college. Then we may be asked to write a scholarship letter. We may have to write a letter requesting for a scholarship to National Educational Trust, Tata Trust, or any other Muslim minority trust, or any other religious or non-religious, government or non-government trust for scholarship. There we will have to provide the details why we are asking for scholarship. But remember, don't write a letter in which you are just begging for scholarship. Maintain your self-esteem. Then we may request for an issuance of a duplicate copy of the secondary school certificate. Suppose you have got your result and by mistake you have misplaced it, you have lost your SSC secondary school certificate, means your result. So you may have to write a letter to the divisional board office Pune. Since we live in Nagpur, we'll write to the divisional board office either in Nagpur or situated in Pune for a duplicate copy of your SSC mark sheet. So in that letter you will have to write your name, your seat number, which is some people call it your roll number, board, seat number, the center where you appeared for the examination, and you have to submit that letter through your school. Okay, let's now see a specimen letter, and we will discuss the mistakes that we may commit while writing a formal letter. So remember, nowadays the American format or the block format is in the vogue. It is the talk of the town. Most students prefer to write the American format or the block format. They don't want to follow the British format. It has become traditional. So I will discuss here only the block or American format. In the American format of letters, in the block format, we write everything on the left hand side. The advantage is for the typists, those who type. Otherwise, when we write our address on the right hand side, the typist has to give so many spaces and come to this side. But if we start on the left hand side, everything on the left hand side, then it becomes easy to type the letter. We just have to enter to go to the next line. See, I have written a specimen address, 501 Shanti Nivas. I have not put a comma there because in modern English, generally we are neglecting the punctuation marks. Earlier in old English, in descriptive English, nowadays we follow, we used to follow prescriptive English. The rules given by Renan, Martin and Fowler used to be followed earlier. But nowadays we follow descriptive English, the English which public likes. Okay, earlier it was prescriptive English. The rules prescribed by Renan, Martin and Fowler and other literary giants of the English language had to be followed rigidly. But nowadays we don't follow those rules because we don't want to be under bondage. So 501 Shanti Nivas, no comma. If you want to put a comma, you can, but there is no need to put a comma there. Shaniwar Pet, no comma. Pune, You must write the pin code. Even if you don't know, write any imaginary pin code, and it must have 6 digits. 411001, or you may write 442200, any other code, and then we write the date. Dates can be written in various. Remember, before this 22nd April 2021, if you write the word if you write DT, it would be considered wrong. Writing DT is wrong. Writing date also is wrong. You cannot write date. Some students write date and then they write 22nd April. So that also is wrong. Do not write DT, do not write date. We don't have to write anything. We directly have to come to business. You can write 22nd April, put a comma here, 2021. Or if you want to write, you can write it like this also. 22/4/21. This is also correct. Or you can follow the American style. It would be better to follow the American style, since we are writing the block format, the American format. The Americans have a tendency to write the month first. They write the name of the month first, then they write in American format they write April 22, 2021. This is their style. Or we can write it like this also. 4/22/2021. We can write it like this also. 4/22. 4 is the month of April, the 4th month of the English Georgian calendar. 4/22/2001. Or you can write April 22, 2001. Both these are the American styles of writing. The British style is 22/4/21 or 22 April 2021. This is the British style. But since we are writing the letter in the American format, block format, we should write in the American manner. Okay. And if you are mentioning the year 2000, you can write 2K also. This is also allowed. 2K. K, you know, K is kilo. Kilo is 2000. So this is how we write date. But remember, while writing date, do not write DT, do not write DATE. The DT and DATE both are not required. Just write April 22 or any other date, month you want to write. Okay. And this entire part generally carries a half mark. A half mark is given here. Then we come to, this is our address. Remember, I will write the sender's address. This is the sender's address. If we are writing the letter, then we would write our letter. Do not write your name here. Do not write your name here. Just write your address. And remember, address also should be in sequence. Otherwise, some student write 501 Shanti, and below that they write, in this line they write Nivas Shaniwar, Pet, Pune. That's wrong. 501 Shanti Nivas, Shaniwar Pet, Pune. Pin code, writing pin code is essential, and this particular date. Alright, then we come to the receiver's address. This is the receiver's address, the address of the person to whom we are writing the letter. This is the address of the person to whom we are writing the letter. Here we must write, just leave one line. Remember, don't make the letter congested. And one more important thing is start writing a letter on a new page. Do not start it from the half page or from the bottom of a page. Start writing a letter on a fresh new page, from the top of a page, always. And in the board examination, if you don't give a correct question mark, you may receive a 0. You may be given a 0. That's why writing correct question number and correct choice is essential. So give correct question number to it and then start writing your answer. So this will give you a half mark. Then we write 2. 2 should never be followed by a comma. If you put a comma like this here, it is totally wrong. A half mark may be deducted there. So 2 is never followed by a comma. 2 is never followed by a comma. There is a certain condition where we put colon marks, but comma is never put after TO2. Then below that line, remember, all these things must be in the same line. This must be in the same line. leave a margin of 1 to 1.5 inch here, and don't leave margin on both the sides, because some students think that their letter would appear lengthy and they would get more number of marks by leaving margin on both the sides. No, leave margin only on the left hand side, don't leave margin on the right hand side. Second thing, formal letters are not written in great details. It's not an essay. Formal letters must be concise, must be short, because formal letters are written to those people who are supposed to be very busy. Officials, authorities, would-be employers, newspaper editors, bank officers, policemen, all these are supposed to be very busy people. So we cannot write an entire essay. We must write as short a letter as possible, but we must describe all the necessary, we must write all the necessary things there. Let us see. So 2 must never be followed by a comma. Below this 2 we will write the secretary. I have taken a format where we are writing a letter for the post of a lecturer. So we are writing the letter to the secretary. To the secretary, don't put a comma here. If you want to put, you can put, but put commas everywhere then. Otherwise, it's the best thing not to put a comma anywhere. Except here, the date, and after this, dear sir or ma'am, we have to put comma. Otherwise, there is no need to put any comma. To the secretary, CD college, you can write any name. You can write Hislop College, you can write any other college, Dharampet College, Ambedkar College, any other college. Pune, and take note of one thing. This is your address. You live in Pune, and the college also must be in Pune. Otherwise, some students write a complaint letter about frequent power failure or irregular water supply. They write that they live in Mumbai, and they write a letter to Nagpur Municipal Corporator. That creates a contradiction. You live in Mumbai. In your address you have written Mumbai, and here you are writing Nagpur Municipal Corporation. So if you live in Mumbai and if there is irregular water supply in Mumbai, how can you write a letter to Nagpur Municipal Corporator? So take note that if it is Pune here, it must be Pune only at this second place also. If it is Mumbai or Nagpur, here also it must be Mumbai or Nagpur. So Pune, you can write the pin code like 411001, or you can write it like this also, Pune 14, Pune 01. Nagpur 13, Nagpur 1313. So pin code can be written as 6 digits or it can be written as 2 digits only. It's your choice. Then in formal letters, I'm not saying informal. When we write a formal letter, we have to write, and if it is, we have to write a subject. All formal letters have a subject. What do you think is the need of writing the subject? We write subject because these people are supposed to be very busy and they may not have enough time to go through our entire letter. So they will, suppose there is irregular water supply in Nagpur, in your area, in our area, suppose in Sadikabad or Anantnagar. So we will write complaint against irregular water supply in Anantnagar or in Sadikabad or in any other area. Then what may happen? The municipal corporator must look at, he may look at only the subject and he may not read the letter further, and he will tell his juniors, he will tell the necessary people to go and solve the problem. He may not have time to read the entire letter, he will just read the subject and he will understand the true essence of the letter. That's why we write subject. So since I have taken a format, I have chosen a format for the post of a lecturer application. So I am writing subject application for the post of a lecturer. And remember students, subject must be written in one line only. If you make your subject as a letter itself, then probably nobody would be nobody would like to read your subject if the subject becomes too lengthy. After writing the receiver's address, leave one line. Leave one line. You can leave 2 lines also, but leave one line. Otherwise, the paper would go on to the next page and it would become it would not appear good. So see, half mark will be given for writing this also. This is the general marking scheme. The marking scheme may change. So then you will write subject. Subject must be written in one line only. Remember, subject must be written in one line only. If you cannot write entire thing, just write SUB and put colon marks. Don't write SUBJECT. Subject. Application for the post of a lecturer. Or it may be application for the post of a librarian, application for the post of a civil engineer, application for the post of any other post. Okay. And if it's a complaint letter, you will write complaint against irregular water supply in Anantnagar, complaint against frequent power failure in Anantnagar, complaint against vendors selling unhygienic food in front of Blue Diamond School or St. Joseph's Convent, or I can mention the names of many schools. My students should not feel hurt if I don't mention the name of their school, because if I keep on mentioning the names of all of your schools, then it would become, the lecture would become too lengthy. So don't say, sir, why have you not mentioned the Providence School, why not Asiatic School, why not? So it's not possible here. The next is subject, application for the post of a lecturer. Then if it is a job letter, remember, if it's a job letter, if it is an application letter, then only you will write this reference. Otherwise there is no need to write reference. Reference is written only for, reference is written only for job letters. Okay. To secure a job. If you want to write an application for a job, for job letters or job applications, so reference is written only for job applications. If it is a complaint letter, if it is about requesting for something, then we don't write reference. Leave one line below subject and then start, then write reference. This reference means you are mentioning to a past letter that you have received from a company or from any institution, or you may be referring to the advertisement. Why you are writing a letter to the letter of application for the post of a lecturer? Because you have read their advertisement. Remember, advertisement is AD only. Ad is the short form of advertisement, and do not write ADD. I have checked certain papers and I found ADD. It is not addition. It is not sum. It is not addition or multiplication or division here. It's advertisement. Your advertisement ad in the Times of India. We know before the name of any newspaper we must put the definite article the. Then it is the Times of India. I have mentioned the Times of India. You can mention the Nagpur Times, the Hitwat, the Lokmat Times, or any other, the economic or any other newspaper. We should write dated. When did you read the newspaper? So we are writing the letter on the 22nd of April. So we will write that we read the newspaper on the 21st of April. If you don't mention the year, it's okay, because we have read the fresh newspaper. We did not read the last year's newspaper. So mentioning the year is not necessary. You can mention if you want to, otherwise there's no need of it. Then you will leave one line. You will write dear sir or madam. If you don't know the person, the gender of the person standing there, you write dear sir or madam. Don't write ma'am. Ma'am is informal. And we are writing a formal letter. Don't use the words like don't, can't, couldn't, shan't, shouldn't, because those short forms are not allowed here. It's a formal letter. The language also must be formal. And remember, if you want to achieve mastery over writing formal letters, and remember, after the completion of your education, you will have to in fact write letters for you will have to write applications for the post of certain jobs. So you must be well versed in writing applications. And in our day-to-day life also, we have to write a letter to the corporator, sometimes to a bank manager to open an account in a bank. We may have to write a letter to a police inspector. In our daily life also, we may have to write good letters. One of our professors was Mr. Bhakre sir. He was given the job as a lecturer to teach the 11th and 12th standard students only because of his good letter. he wrote such a good letter, and the principal of the school was impressed so much that he asked him to come for an interview. He was interviewed and given that government job. So writing good letters is a good thing. I actually have lost my book. That book was called 101 Letters, and there were various different types of letters given in that book. The indented style of writing the address, we can write the address in the indented style also. For example, to the principal, Nagpur, or XYZ school. So this is it. This is the first letter. Leave that letter right below the second letter, right below the third letter, right below the fourth letter, right below the fifth letter. So this becomes an indented style of writing the address. That also is allowed, but here in the American format, the block format, we must write one below the other. Otherwise, in British format, we can follow this style of writing letters also. So that book was a very good book, and it had 101 letters written in different best styles. I have unfortunately lost that book. Alright, so you also can purchase a book which will teach you how to write very good letters. I am an ordinary teacher, I am just explaining how to write letters, but to gain better mastery over writing good letters, you should purchase the book. Or if not, if you only want to prepare for the 10th standard, you should purchase this book. This is Navneet English Writing Skills. See students, this is Navneet Writing Skills in English. HL is Higher English Composition, 10th standard, and it gives you formal and informal letters, report writing, dialogue writing, interview questions, information transfer, speech writing, view and counter view. All these things are given for you. It's a sample copy which came to me from Navneet, and you can purchase it. So, alright. If you want it, there's no compulsion, because remember, they have given many examples of good letters, good expansion of ideas, good report writing. So you can go through those samples to gain mastery over how we should write, what kind of language we should use. Then after writing dear sir or ma'am, you'll write your personal details. In response to your advertisement in the Times of India, I would like to present myself as a candidate for the post of a lecturer in your esteemed institution, in your esteemed college, in your reputed college. Then you write about your educational qualifications. I have completed MSc in physics from Nagpur University, or I have secured my MA, Master of Arts, from Nagpur University in the year 2000 and XYZ. Then write about your work history or about your experience. You have to write that I worked as a lecturer in PQR college, XYZ college for these many years, and I have an experience of teaching this subject. I know what good qualities are there in me. Right? You have to write about the good qualities that you possess. See, and then you have to write why you are asking for this job. Have you changed your address, or you were receiving less salary in the previous college, and now you are expecting a raise in your salary, that's why you are asking for this job, or you want to realize your full potential. And the best thing is to write, I want this job because I want to realize my full potential. Show your confidence in the letter, but remember, not overconfidence. Show your confidence. I'm confident that I can teach the students in the best possible manner and give the best of results, and so on. You will write. Then the tone must be positive. Don't show your negative attitude. I was employed as a lecturer in the previous college, in that different college, and they did not give me good handsome salary, and that's why I am coming to your college. Otherwise, they will think that you are a negative thinker, and negative thinkers are almost always rejected from everywhere. That's why the tone of the letter should be positive. If you are writing a complaint letter, remember, don't show your negative attitude. Don't write, there are frequent power failures in Nagpur, Delhi is better than Nagpur, there are no power failures in Delhi. Don't write such things. I know nobody will write such things except a few. Our tone must be positive. These are exam times, and we are missing a lot of portion at which we study at during the night hours. Then you can, and remember, whenever you are writing a complaint letter, do provide a solution also. When if you are writing about vendors selling unhygienic food outside your school, you can ask the school authorities about establishing a cafeteria or hygienic canteen in your school. Provide a solution. If you are writing about potholes on the road, give the solution. Patches can be applied on those potholes, and the potholes can be filled with tar or cement concrete. If there is irregular water supply, you can provide a solution. If that particular dam is not able to supply water to our area, we can receive water through another channel. We can receive water through Pench. Nagpurians can receive water from Pench, Totlalur. So provide an alternative solution also if you are writing a complaint letter especially. Okay. Don't provide solution in all letters. If it is a complaint letter, then only you should provide a solution. Don't only talk about the problem, because you know those who only talk about problems can generally do not find solutions. So if you are writing about a problem, write about the solution also. And if you know some scientific information, do add that scientific information there. It's like a cherry on the cake. It's like an icing on the cake. Okay, सोने पर सुहागा जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में. Then this body of the letter, dear sir or ma'am salutation plus body of the letter carries 2 marks. And remember, follow the English grammar. Don't write very lengthy and twisted sentence structures. Write short and grammatically correct sentences. After that, after finishing the letter, make nearly 2 paragraphs here. Make 2 paragraphs, and in the 3rd paragraph, and how will you start your paragraph? Start your paragraph from here. Dear sir, here. And when you start a new paragraph, don't leave any space. Just don't leave any space means in the line you don't have to leave any space, blank space here. Just leave one line and start writing from here like this. If you have finished the first paragraph like this here, you have written, suppose you have written 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. Then leave one line, and from the 4th line, your new paragraph will start. You have written first 3 lines, suppose, not 3 actually, you have written 5 lines. Then leave one line, line number 6, and from line number 7, you will start your new paragraph. So in this way, you write 2 paragraphs, and the 3rd paragraph should consist of 1 or 2 lines, awaiting your favorable reply, and or expecting quick action at your earliest convenience. Hope that you take the necessary steps to solve our problem, anticipating a good reply from you, anticipating a positive reply from you, and such things should be written in one line. Then since there is not much space here on the board, I am not writing all those things. Then you will write on the left hand side itself, you will write yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours truly. These are formal letters, and we have to make sure that we are sincere people, and they should know that we are sincere people. It is not a fake letter written by any ordinary fake person. So yours faithfully, you can put faith on us, and you can believe in the information given in the letter. Yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours truly. If it is a letter for the leave of absence, you can write yours obediently. If you are writing a letter to the teacher, you can write yours obediently. And don't commit mistake while writing the word obediently. It's obediently. Or instead of writing yours faithfully, you can write faithfully yours. And this yours must not have comma. Some students like it like this, Y-O-U-R''S. Sorry, not comma. Don't put any apostrophe here. It means your is, and that is logically and grammatically incorrect. Write yours. Don't put any comma, don't put any apostrophe here. Yours faithfully or faithfully yours. and then below that write X, Y, Z, A, B, C, P, Q, R. Nowhere in the entire letter should you mention your name. Okay, and below X, Y, Z, write your email ID, and it must be a fake email ID. Don't write your real email ID. Don't write your real email ID, write a fake email ID. It doesn't matter even if you write your real email ID, but in no way should we reveal our identity in the letter. That's why abc at the rate or abc456 at the rate of gmail.com or yahoo or rediffmail.com, etc. and so on. Then after completing this entire letter, you can write enclosures. After writing X, Y, Z and your email ID, leave one line and then write enclosures. So ENCL, or you can write the complete spelling ENCLOSURES, enclosures. Enclosures means there are certain documents which you are sending to the receiver, sending to this organization along with the letter. There are certain other documents which you are sending to these receivers along with your letter, and these may include, since it is a job application letter for the post of a lecturer, you may write enclosures. Below that write number 1, photocopy or xerox copy of degree certificate, photocopy of MA certificate, Master of Arts, or MSc certificate result. Then you can write photocopy of the experience certificate received from XYZ institution. Then if it is a complaint letter about about potholes, you can write in the enclosures photos showing the potholes on the road, photos showing the dirty conditions of the road. You can, in the enclosures, you can send photos also, remember. And if you are asking for a scholarship, then you can in the enclosures you can write number 1, caste certificate. Number 2, you can write the salary certificate of your dad, which is very less than you can afford to pay for the school fees. Then after, if it is about the post of a librarian, you can again, that the same thing, you will write about a photocopy of the degree certificate, a photocopy of the experience certificate, and you can provide your CV also, curriculum vitae. CV is curriculum vitae, in which only the educational details are provided, step by step, where you completed your SSC from, HSSC from, then graduation from, post graduation from, or any other degree that you have acquired, and the percentage and the school and university from where you received the education. So that's about. And remember, the tone should be positive, show your confidence, and why they should apply you, why they should employ you. If it is about a job application letter, write why they should employ you, what good special what special extraordinary qualities are possessed by you that they should give you the job, to you only and to no other to no other candidate. So you have to write about the extraordinary qualities, but remember, excess is always bad. Don't be too overconfident. Then this part carries a half mark here too. So this is half plus half 1, and this is a half. This is also a half to 1, and this 2 plus 2, 4 marks, and 1 mark is provided generally for correct grammar. And if you are not good at grammar, you should opt for a formal letter, because we don't have to write much there, and write short sentences and grammatically correct sentences. Okay, so I think that's all an ordinary person know about formal letters. There are many more things. There is always a room at the top. You can do better and better than this one also. This is not the best format, the best thing. You people may do even better than what I have told. You may have many more ideas which I don't have, but this will help many students, I know. Let us now discuss about informal letters. Remember students, reference is written only for those letters which are job application letters. Otherwise, don't write reference. Only write the subject, and subject must be written in 1 line only. See students, formal letters may be asked like this. Read the following advertisement. Grand annual sale. All sports items available. Complete kits for schools. Cricket, badminton, football, hockey, tennis, carom, chess, and so on. You name it, we have it. And they have shown a bat and a ball. So you are the sports secretary of your school. Write a letter to the manager of Great Game Store asking for information. So you may be asked, you may be given an advertisement like this. And sometimes it may be the case like this. Students of 10, please note, they have to visit at least one factory or industry per semester as a part of lately introduced training program. So I am just showing the samples of questions that may be asked. This is from Navneet Digest. No, sorry, Navneet English Composition book. Your class has organized an elocution competition. The details are given below. Standard 10th A, date 12th February 2015. It's an old book actually. They give a sample copy to us almost every year, but the copy that I received is not available with me at present. So in the SSC examination or in the 9th standard or in the 12th standard, we may be asked to write letters like this. See, it is an appeal. I cannot show you the answers. Otherwise, I would have shown the entire pages to you. Copyright does not allow me to do this. Otherwise, these Navneet people will run after me and they will lodge a complaint against me that Ansar sir is spreading the answers and who will purchase our book then. You may be asked to write a letter. Here they have followed the British format. They have written the sender's address on the right hand side, but we will write on the left hand side. Sometimes they may give you a dialogue. See, there was a theft in your house last night. Given below is the telephonic conversation you had with the police sub-inspector of your locality. Then write a letter to the police sub-inspector giving him the details of the theft and requesting him to initiate an inquiry. It may be like this also. Read the report given below. Write a letter to the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Traffic Police, complaining about reckless driving by youngsters in your city or town. One more thing. Those who already have purchased this Navneet English composition don't need to see this part. You can pause the video and read the question. I cannot show you the answers. Okay, that was about it. See, newspaper. Load shedding makes people shed tears. Read the following headline. Load shedding makes people shed tears. Write a letter to the editor, the City Times, complaining about frequent failure of electricity in your city. Cities suggest measures for improvement. Even if they don't ask, we must suggest measures for improvement on our own. And this job application letter, the question may be like this. Write a letter of application in response to the advertisement given below. A reputed software company requires office assistants. Candidate must be HSC with a working knowledge of computers, having good communication skills and fluency in English. Reply to the advertiser, box number 125, The Times of India, Mumbai 400001. Okay. Now students, we will discuss in short about informal letters. Alright students, let us now discuss about informal letters. This is about informal letters. Informal letters are those letters which are written to parents, brothers, sisters or cousins or aunts, nieces, bhatiji या भांजी, nephews, भांजा या भांजी. Sorry, nephews यानी भांजा या भतीजा. Nieces means भांजी या भतीजी, it is feminine. So uncles, letters written to grandparents, letters written to friends, or letters written to just acquaintances are included under this category of informal letters. If we write letters to any one of these people, one or two of these people, then it would be called an informal letter. The style of the informal letter is conversational style, and it's casual style. It should be, the letter should appear as if we are talking to them face to face. And it should be informal, can't, couldn't, shan't, well, oh, hi, hello, how are you, I'm fine, I'm fit as a fiddle, and so on. I'm in the pink of health. So first we write the sender's address. Sender's address means our address. If we are writing the letter, then we write our address. And we write our name, but which type of name? XYZ, PQR. Don't write your real name or don't write any other name. Write PQR XYZ. Then write your address. Address just as we wrote in a formal letter. A similar address will be written here also. Write pin code and date. Remember, do not write DT or do not write the word date. DATE. We only have to write like this. For example, it's 21st February. Since we are following the American style, we'll write February 21, 2021. February 21, 2021. Or we can write 2/21, 2021. Salutation. Then write my dear friend. Don't write my dear friend. If you are writing a letter to a friend and that person is your friend, then you must be knowing his or her name. So, my dear Raj, my dear George, my dear Lucy, my dear Elizabeth, write like that all. Or you can write dear Elizabeth, dear mom, dear dad, dear sis, dear granny. You can write like that. And remember, if there are three words like this, my dear uncle. If it's my dear uncle, then this second letter must be lowercase. Second word has the first letter of the second word must be written in small letters. And if you are writing only dear uncle, then that dear will start with a capital D. Otherwise, if there are three words, my is one word, dear is another word, uncle is the third word. If there are three words, then the second word must be written in, it must begin with a small letter. This is a rule. So this salutation, my dear uncle, dear mom, dear dad, dear auntie, my dear uncle, my dear friend, that carries a half mark. Your address, this salutation, half and a half mark. Body of the letter will carry 2.5 marks. Here see, body of the letter in formal letter, in an informal letter, 2.5 marks are allotted to the body of the letter. What is body of the letter? Hello Raj, I received your letter yesterday and I am very happy to find that you have received a gold medal in the elocution competition that was held at the national level or the international level, and I am very proud of you. I am planning to come to you what should I say, during the Diwali vacations. My mother has made a good pickle for you. I know you are a great gourmet. You like to, you enjoy pickles very much. My mom has made laddus also. I know you eat, what should I say, you know better. You will write in an informal tone. It should be as if you are talking to the person before you. Okay, and use informal words, well, hi, hello. But remember, overuse is not good. And don't keep on repeating certain words again and again. Repetition of words shows that your vocabulary is very poor, and that creates a negative impression on the valuer or moderator or chief moderator. Then you must write 3 to 4 paragraphs. Remember, formal letters must be short and concise because these are written to very busy people. But informal letters are written to these people, and these people do nothing but chit chat. I'm joking. So these people are not supposed to be so busy. That's why you will write 3 to 4 paragraphs, right? I have purchased a new camera for you. I will bring the camera and as a gift to you, or there is a surprise for you. You write such things. It should appear to be very informal. Then you write yours affectionately, yours lovingly, your loving friend, or affectionate only yours XYZ, that carries a half mark. Then you will write grammar. Your correct grammar carries 1 mark in formal as well as in an informal letter. 1 mark is given for writing correct English grammar. Here you don't have to write subject. You don't have to write reference. You don't have to write the address of the receiver. You just write only these things. Okay. Sender's address, and that's all about it. And you don't need to write your email ID because you are writing a letter to these people and they already know your email ID and all. So this is about informal letters. I will show a few questions of the informal letter and we will then call it off. See, look at the following notice. Grand opening, Nana Nani Park, 24th November 2014. Tiny tots to welcome senior citizens with a beautiful dance. All are invited. So on seeing this notice, you remember your grandparents, write a letter to them expressing your appreciation. Also tell them how they have been your inspiration. The address that you can see on the right hand side will not be the address that we will write in the examination. We write the address on the left hand side. Actually, I should not show this address to you. Navneet doesn't allow it. You read the following news in the obituary column. Obituary is death का notice आता है कि किसी का death हो गया. Sad demise. Demise is death. Srimati Madhu Gupte passed away peacefully on 16th September 2014. Deeply mourned by Gupta and Sule. The person mentioned above is your friend's mother. Write a letter of condolence to your friend. Condolence is consolation to because his or her grandparents have died. So we must encourage them. Encourage means we must provide some consolation to them. Given below is a part of a letter written by your mother to you. Write a letter to your mother explaining why you cannot attend your cousin Neetu's wedding. And don't say cousin sister, cousin brother. That's not allowed in English. Only say cousin. Some people say he is my cousin brother. Whether he or she is not a matter to be told. We only have to say cousin. Then another question. And if you want answers to all these questions, you have to purchase Navneet English Composition. It's available for the 9th standard, it's available for the 10th standard, it's available for the 12th standard as well. These tips are going to help 9th, 10th and 12th standard students and the 11th standard as well. Remember, it's not that I am publishing, I am promoting Navneet because I think that it is a good book, that's why I am saying. Otherwise, you can purchase any book. There are many books. There is a book written by James Pichett. Renan Martin also gives you many examples. And there are many more books. Elocution competition. Okay. And it's see. Yesterday was Shivaji Jayanti. So look at the following poster. Shiv Jayanti celebrations 19 February. Write a letter to your pen pal in England describing Shivaji Jayanti celebrations in your town. Pen pal is friend. Pen pal. This Shiv Jayanti is different from Shivaji Jayanti, I think. Shivaji Maharaj was a different personality and Shiv Bhagwan was a different one. So write a letter to your friend describing celebrations of annual day in your school. Alright students, the lecture is becoming too lengthy. We will stop here. I hope that you understood things and you will derive maximum possible advantage out of it and you can do even better than what I have explained or told. Bye bye. Have a nice time. This is Ejaz Sir's Maths Academy and I am Ansar Sir.